Greetings, everyone. I welcome you all to your 4th class trial. Allow me to refresh the rules of the class trial for you all. The rules are simple. You must try and figure out who the Blacken is amongst all of you. The killer who has killed one of your fellow students among you. That person who was killed this time being Metaknight, the ultimate knight. One of you has killed him, and it's your job to figure out who it was. I'm so sorry. If you figure out who the culprit is, and you all vote correctly, you win, and the culprit will be executed. However, if you pick the wrong option, and you vote the wrong person out, that person will be executed, and the culprit will be exempt from all further motives, while also picking a second person to be executed. And finally, if you ever need help on this case, the servants are here to help you, even if there's only half of them left. That's it. Have fun, everybody. Here we were, another class trial. Only 11 of us left, and one of us being the killer of Metaknight. I don't know who did it. I don't know if I can even solve this by myself. Kirby's in a state where he can't even think. The one person who was smart can't be able to be there to save us this time. And I have to take over his role. And Boo, well, I doubt he'll help anyone. He's already won. That just leaves the 9 of us to solve Metaknight's murder. Could that even be possible? Could we even do it? Well, we can't sit here dawdling. We need to get to solving the case, right? But where should we begin? I mean, there's only so many of us who are willingly going to help this time. You can say that again. Y'all already know I'm not gonna bother helping. So, while you're all doing this, I think it's best I just go ahead and take a little floating nap. You're kidding. So be quiet. I'm doing what I do best. I suppose it's just going to be the 9 of us solving his murder. Unless...
I don't think he's in the capable position to be able to participate.
Then the 9 of us will be the ones to solve his murder. Sounds fair enough? Or shall we begin? I don't know. So much happened this time. And I can barely wrap my head around everything that happened today. Anything. I don't know what to think of all of this. So, well, we have to have this starting point. As I say, we go over something's important. Something important. Then, if I may suggest, shall we start over with the simplest things? Yes, something small to ease us into solving this case will be interesting. After all, a lot happened, and we do need a way to be able to figure out everything. Then you probably know what we're already going to suggest. A murder weapon?
Yeah, like I said, it's a good place to start. It gets you into thinking state, even amongst all the pain that's going on. And once you start thinking, you'll get through it.
Fair enough. Then we'll start with the murder weapon. Kirby, please, can you please try and participate? We need your help. If you really want to solve Metaknight's murder, please, you would. God, what have I done? It's no use. I guess I have to be the one to take it. I've never done this before. Why do I have to be the lead? No, I have to do this for Kirby. I have to do this for everyone. I can't let this go to waste. I have to be able to solve Metaknight's murder. And I should know what the murder weapon is. No, I do know. I just have to use it. And what I know. If we're starting off like this, what do we believe was used to kill Metaknight? Despite the Monokuma file not telling us, there were wounds inflicting that suggest blunt force trauma. Well, I wasn't really there, so I don't know what could have done it.
In order to cause damage like that, it had to be something strong.
Perhaps one of the many tools in the office area is what killed him. Wait, that's not right. Wait a second, Diddy. Something about what you just said. That doesn't line up. There's no way it could have been anything in the office area, because there was a clear sign of what the murder weapon had to have been.
So I believe I can agree as well. I believe you're thinking of the hammer?
Yes, the strange mallet we found right by his corpse. It was covered in blood, and from what we knew of Medic's autopsy, that must have been what killed him.
Yes, the wound was caused by blunt force trauma. He was hit over the head with something big. That hammer most definitely would have done him in exactly where he was hit. So a hammer was used to kill him. I suppose that makes enough sense.
Well, how exactly does the culprit get something that big? I wouldn't be surprised if it got from some ways, like the storage room or the kitchen.
There are a few tools around in the kitchen that look like hammers. Mallets that can be used to crush things. If anything, that's probably where it was retrieved. I was thinking the storage room. If anything, a lot of stuff could have been gotten in there, wouldn't you think? Either of those options work, yes, but it could only be one place. Though I don't think it matters where it was. Right? Chalice is right. Either way, it must have been got in one method or another. One item, doesn't matter where it was retrieved, it still had the same effect in the end. Okay, so that's the murder weapon cleared up, but where do we go now? What else should we talk about?
If it pleases anyone, I suppose it would be nice if we could talk about the blackout.
Thank you. That blackout was so scary. It came very suddenly. I had no idea how to react to any of it. Why did it happen the way it did? Why did it go off? All the power in the school. One thing I can assure you is it wasn't me, but it certainly fucked up with everything I was working on at the moment in my office, so screw you guys for whoever did that.
Well, that just confirmed that one of us had to be the one to turn off the power.
But then, which one of us was it? Who was it that turned off the power? The power outage. I know I have a small, minuscule alibi. I found some of the others in there, but anything could have happened in that time frame. It's when the murder happened. The Monogama file proves so. So that's what's important. Figuring out what happened. So, why is this blackout so important? Why did the killer do it? And how did it affect everything? The power shut off around 12:18.
Me, Dreambirds, Kirby, Medic, and Chalice had grouped up together in the darkness and split up to find the rest of you.
And in the midst of the blackout, I remembered where the power switch to the school was. So I went down to the basement and turned it back on.
If most people were separated, does that mean everyone away were suspects?
I mean, it's not like the culprit or Mennonite were seen in action during the darkness. Wait, that's not right. Hold on, Azriel? I don't think that works. What do you mean? I remember someone's testimonies. Dreambirds. Brock. You guys mentioned something about seeing someone in the darkness, right?
That is right. Me and Brock may have seen the culprit. Or maybe Metaknights. We aren't sure.
Wait, back up. You saw the culprit?
It could have just been a random person. But the murder happened on the 4th floor, which is where me and Dreambird split up from the others to check and find others. And we saw someone running in the distance. We tried to chase after, but we couldn't catch up. They had escaped from our line of sight.
And you couldn't tell who it was? Ugh, that would have made things so much easier. He would have ran like that if I had been there to save him. Hey, Kirby, please calm down. It's going to be okay. This is so rough.
Even we had struggles in that black darkness, and we didn't even see anyone either.
Yeah, and we were all split up as well. I don't think any of us found anyone. No, we didn't, but at least someone may have seen the culprit. But this means that someone was seen up there. Now, Metaknight, excluding from Dreambirds and Brock, Metaknight and the culprit were probably the only two up there on the 4th floor. Well, maybe Boo. He's asleep. I don't think it will be confirmation, but I do think it's safe to say that he was probably in the VIP room. Well, wouldn't this then mean that maybe Meta or the culprit were seen by those two? They were both seen by them?
Well, that is reasonable. That's what we've been believing.
But could you tell us who we saw?
We don't exactly remember. It was so dark, we simply saw the shadow amongst the light I was producing.
So we don't know who it is. How do we even know that someone was even in that hallway?
Yes, right now it sounds like fake fiction. So maybe they worked together to kill.
Well, are you really believing that?
What? Did they kill Metaknight? That sounds like a huge stretch, you realize. How do we know if someone was even up there?
Yes, we're going off of alibis right now. I find it very hard to be able to tell that someone was actually up there, unless there's concrete evidence.
Concrete evidence? Concrete evidence that someone was in the hallway? Huh. What could it be? What could it be? There must be something that can prove someone was in the hallway and that their alibis are true. So if that's the case, then what proves it? What shows to everyone that someone was in the hallway? I must have something. Come on, Chalice. I know you're not meant to do this, but you have to think. What was it? There's something. You know it. Wait, that's it! There is something that may prove that someone was indeed in the hallway. I remember it clearly. You remember something? While investigating, I was shown by the exact same two people, indents in the hallway.
Indents? In the hallway?
Could you elaborate what you mean by indents, Chalice? On the far wall of the hallway, there were scratch marks along the wall. Very obvious indents, visible to anyone who looked at it. Someone had cut the wall. Cut marks on the wall?
Cut marks. That is correct.
How do cut marks get all the way up there? Maybe it was from whoever was up there. Though, if they were running, why would they create scratch marks that got along the wall? Why would they do it? I don't know. Yet there's wounds, there's injuries up there along that wall that weren't there before. And it was in the same place that Dreambirds and Brock saw the person run by. I think it's clear to say, and very obvious to admit, that the person who ran by there is, in fact,
An illogical theory.
what in the...
Chalice, there's something's wrong with your segment. You say that some scratch marks along the wall are the evidence that someone was out there, correct?
Well, this wasn't expected. Yeah, that is what I'm saying indeed.
Well, that cannot be right. How can scratch marks caused from someone who don't even know why they would be there? If we believe that they saw someone running along the wall, then it would be illogical for them to have made there without reason.
I'm thinking of a reason they were there. I swear.
You're going to have to prove it to me. Otherwise, we will be in a standoff.
A standoff? I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Can I even do it? This... I have to try, but I don't know a reason. Do I?
Let me make this clear. From what we know already, someone must have ran by where Brock and Dreambirds were. However, we do not have any evidence that proves someone was up there.
What? That's not right. We know someone had to have been up there. Both Meta Knight's body and the culprit had to have been there to be able to cause it.
But that simple scratch mark does not prove anything.
No.
First of all, Brock and Dreambirds may be lying to create a lie. That's the way they can get away with murder. Then, those scratch marks have no reasons being there. They have no cause to how they got there.
What? No.
With this in mind, This means that only so many could have caused it. Thus, this scratch mark is a fake. There was no reason it could have been there.
No reason. Wait, no, that's wrong.
What in the...
Gah. I did it. I really did it. Wait, but should I have used that as evidence? Now people will think... Oh no. I don't know if I used the right thing as evidence. If I get this wrong, then...
So, you counted me. Explain.
I don't have a choice now. The scratch marks weren't the only object found in the hallway. What are you talking about? What else was found in the hallway? There was a piece of fabric, per se, in the hallway, around the same area the scratch marks were seen. This fabric that we found was small, and it belonged to Metaknight. What? A piece of Metaknight's cape?
Yes, I remember now. There was also that out there, right by the crime scene.
A piece of Metaknight's cape?
Yes, it was a piece of Metaknight's cape towards the same area where all those scratch marks were. I remember it clearly. Now thinking about it, and what I remember clearly, with both a piece of his fabric and those indents on the wall, my mind can only piece together one thing. There must have been a struggle outside of the office room. A struggle? It's possible.
Wait a second. Chalice, are you insane or something?
What? Why are you calling me insane? What did I do wrong?
Metaknight was infected with the motive, was he not?
Yes, normally I could see him fighting back against the culprit, but in this scenario, he was infected by the motive. He had turned a coward. That's true. He wasn't exactly acting like himself.
Yeah, to think that him had turned a coward to fight? I don't think he would really fight in that state of mind.
What? But he's the ultimate knight. Even if he was a coward, I feel like he would have still drawn his weapon, held it out or something. Sure, he would have tried to do something. Even if he was a coward, how else do you think that cape fell off of him? It's not like he cut it off himself.
But then that would prove that Metaknight was not there, and rather that the culprit was the one who was seen.
Exactly. If that's the case, and Metaknight had his cape, then he was the one who was seen down there, correct? Well, yes, it could have been anyone, but Metaknight being the one down there have been seen is illogical. Metaknight, even if a coward, I doubt he would have ran. He seemed more like someone who would stand still in fear and pray for the worst. But then, how else do we explain the cape markings and the claw marks have been there? Well, there's no explanation for both. It has to be either or. Who do you guys think it was?
We know who it was. We know ourselves, and you know that.
Do you guys think that maybe...
We know who it was, but of course we can't say.
Do you think they'll...
Don't worry. Please don't stress it. Everything's going to be alright. You know it.
Yeah, everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Oh gosh, look what I've done. I've caused a ruckus. I've caused everyone's opinions to split. All because of me. Why did... I heard the word split. You can read my thoughts? No, you were speaking aloud. Damn it!
Well, looks like we have a scrums debate.
No, there's no way it could have been him. Well. Looks like we've come to an impasse. It's time for a scrum debate. Everyone, here are the rules for the scrum debate. From this split, you have two options. Go to this side if you believe the person who was seen by Dreambirds and Brock is the culprit, is Metaknight, But go to the other side if you believe the person they saw was the culprit of Mennonite. That way we can end this debate once and for all. Good luck, everyone.
A scrum debate to seal the deal.
Seems about fair. Well, looks like we have a scrum debate going on. Shall we solve it? At this point, I think it's our only option. Well, then we'll figure out who it was. Did we see Mennonite, or did they see the culprit? It's understandable. I knew this would come at a cost if I said Mennonite's cape was there, but I didn't have a choice. Why, I knew this would come at the cost if I said Mennonite was there, but I have to prove my point to Medic, but it only caused more drama. I have to resolve it. I know that struggle had to have happened. If the culprit fought with Mennonite, or at least tried to attack him, those must have come from the culprit, not Mennonite. I have to have proved it. Why everything has to have pieced the way it does, with the help of a few people.
We saw Mennonite run by. There's no one else it could have been.
Azrael, that person you saw could have just as well been the culprit as well.
Mennonite is the only one with the sword. The only one to have created those indents on the wall.
I'll do it. No, the culprit could have just as well made those indents using another object.
But the only confirmed weapon used by the culprit was the hammer.
Flareon, the hammer was used to kill. What's not to say it could have been another object could have been used? But we have no idea where another object could have came from. Rockruff.
Some people have possession over weapons, or they could have used their powers to create those indents.
Then what about Mennonite's cape?
How could that have gone there?
Azrael. The culprit may have torn it off trying to grab hold of him to kill him.
How could the culprit have been able to grab Mennonite and indent the walls, all in the darkness?
I'll do it. Many of us had ways of creating a light source, or even seeing in the dark.
Well, there we go.
It's over. The solution has been made. This is our answer. It's over. The solution has been made. It's the only option. The person who was seen by Dreambirds and Brock had to be the culprit. All the evidence we've seen was from the culprit trying to kill Mennonite.
Is this...
So? Whoa. I thought it was Mennonite.
Yeah, take that. That's the solution. And with that point set in stone, we've already solved one of the big things of this case. That means the culprit was chasing Mennonite in the dark. Mennonite couldn't fight back because of his coward state. And in the end, it resulted in what happened. Mennonite lost a piece of his cape in the process, and all those wall indents were made because the culprit tried to kill him. Well, that is true. But if that's the case, then what happened to how did those indents get in there? How did the culprit create them without a hammer? Well, they probably used their abilities or something else. We don't know what could have caused those indents, but we know for a fact it couldn't have been Mennonite.
Well, I suppose I commit surrender. That cannot have been Mennonite. I confess.
Wow, I really managed to fix everything and come to a solution in the process. I think I'm getting the hand of these, but we're only just beginning. We still don't know Mennonite's killer. That's only the start. We have to figure out his killer if we want to win.
So we come to the consensus. The person we saw was the culprit. If that's the case, and we know that there was a struggle outside, then I beg to ask, how exactly did the power get turned off by the culprit?
That's true. If the culprit was upstairs on the 4th floor, how did the power go off? I doubt they were always on the 4th floor. After all, it was a perfectly and fully clear 4 minutes for them to go up there. The power went off at 12:19, and they had a good amount of time to run upstairs before Mennonite had even died.
Maybe, but still, how did the power turn off?
Well, we're changing the subject now. How did the power go off in the first place? If I use my previous statements, I may be able to connect with another person to solve the answer. Well, I'm not as reasonable as Kirby is. I don't know if I'll be able to understand anyone, but I have to give it a shot. How did the culprit turn off the power in the entire school? And how did they do it without being seen by anyone? The power switch had to be in a place where no one would really think it would be. And Zen's proceed to use it to escape.
It must have been turned off by a mechanical switch, something that would make it easy to shut off and be turned back on.
I think you're right. Dreambirds, you're right about that. There is only one option.
Is that so? Then where?
In the storage room, the power switch is in there. It's a lever that you can pull up and down, and the person who found it and turned on the power after it was off was Flareon. I used my fire abilities to navigate my way down there. After Kara's body, and we took a little more inner looks around there to get supplies for the feast and all that, I saw it down there. I remembered, so I immediately tried to go down and turn it back on. And that's what happened. That's why I was so late.
So, the power switch was downstairs in the storage room. That's a bit far away. Especially from where we believe the crime scene had happened, but where else could it have been?
And how does that work? The culprit went from the basement area, the second floor, all the way to the top?
Yes, it is the only precise option. The culprit, after ending up turning off the power, ran back upstairs and made it kill. That's an idiotic claim even for you, huh? The culprit went downstairs, turned off the power, then ran back upstairs? That's the most annoying thing I've heard this whole trial.
Well, look who woke up.
I didn't even fall asleep. You guys are so loud in this trial, I barely got the chance to doze off. And here you are spouting all this nonsense. Oh, look at this. The culprit must have went downstairs, turned off the power, and ran upstairs to the 4th floor within 4 minutes. As if that's physically possible in this big place.
What the? Are you saying we're wrong?
Duh, of course I'm saying you're wrong. There's no way, physically, anyone could have went downstairs, turned off the power switch, and went back up. It's not even possible. Especially in 4 minutes. Because of the direction where the stairs are to each floor, they would have to wrap around, avoid a bunch of people, and try to get up there. It's physically impossible. But yes, it had to have been turned off by someone. What are you trying to get at? Well, I mean, the culprit was already seen by Brock and Dreambirds. Wouldn't it make more sense if they were seen by others running upstairs? No, I doubt it. They must have already been upstairs on the 4th floor. What? How is that physically possible?
It's not like they had ghost abilities like you.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't kill a second time. I have no reason to. But I do have an idea out of all your malarkey and speaking that does kind of hint a little bit of suspicion. Something a bit important to this case. Important to the case? I have a little bit of an idea as to how the power switch turned off. It's an interesting one. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I doubt any of you would care to listen. I may have an answer. Thinking it out, the fact that the culprit, knowing when Metaknight died, was 12:25, and the power shut off at 12:21, they only did have 4 minutes to run upstairs and kill him. Something is suspicious about that. But why the hell should we listen to the murderer who killed 3 people? At this point, I don't think we have a choice. Do we want answers or not? We can't lose another case.
They are right. We need to figure this out.
Wow, they're actually taking advice from the murderer.
Oh gosh, I can see this going south very fast.
Wow, you fuckers are actually going to listen to me? Huh, well, this will be interesting. I suppose that will be fair enough. Fine, listen to me all you want. Let's see if your numb brains will be able to figure out what I'm getting at. Boo's trying to tell us something. Do they have to decipher it? I don't know if I'll be able to, but I have to figure out what he's saying. You may get a clue from this. If the culprit turned off the power, they would have 4 minutes to run upstairs and kill Meta Knight. But due to the layout of the school, that's completely impossible to make it up there in that sort of time frame. And if they tried to make it, they would have certainly been seen by other people as well. The culprit used a method that would make it easier for them to not raise suspicion. They used something else. Do you understand how they turn off the power now? I understand. Wait a second. You can't really be suggesting this. You realize it's the only option, right? The culprit couldn't have been the one to do it. And from what we already know, it's the only thing. What did you figure out, Chalice? Is he right, though? Could there really have been another person who could have helped in this? Shut off the power? What Boo is saying is that there may have been someone else who shut off the power that wasn't the culprit. What? An accomplice? Wait, really?
The murderer didn't work alone? What? But how is that?
That is true. The culprit could not have been the one to turn off the power. Otherwise, they would have never made it upstairs in time. Someone else must have turned it off.
But how does that work? You realize that if someone else was in on this, then how?
As I can see, it's being our only option. So who else could have done it? 2 people killed my best friend. No. No. I had a feeling Kirby wouldn't like hearing that, but it's the truth. Someone else must have helped assist in this murder. Someone turned off the power.
Well, Flareon?
What? Don't look at me. I turned it on. That doesn't mean I turned it off. You were the only one who was awake. It wasn't me. Wait a second. Hey, maybe being an accomplice isn't that far back. What? And I don't think it's Flareon either. Thinking about it really hard. I remember now. That's it. Did he? Did you realize something? Something a bit small. A piece of evidence I found in the trash can. In the trash can? Yeah, I found something. That may just help hint that there wasn't indeed an accomplice. Chalice, you remember, right? An object? Well, what could he be talking about? He found something. I remember it. Is that what proves that there was an accomplice? Then, what was that evidence? You remember, don't you, Chalice? Wait, that's it! You must mean the unanimous letter we found in the trash can. A unanimous letter? Does this prove my point, I imagine? Yes, this letter.
Oh, please tell me we're not doing a letter thing again.
No, it's actually something a bit different. Take a look. In this letter we found, someone wrote something to another person. But it was all unanimous. The person it was wrote to, and who wrote it. But that letter must have been sent to whoever the culprit was working with, right?
Yes, I would imagine so.
But wait, that's not the weird part about this letter. Huh? What is? What do you mean? From what I remember when I read the letter, it uses strange types of wording. It uses words like all of and them to refer to who they're talking about. Zolov? Them? What could that mean? Well, them is a word used for multiple people. Multiple people? Oh. Well, I think we found our accomplice. What do you mean? Well, the words all of and them can only be used in certain ways, referring to a group of people, perhaps. And the only person who did use pronouns is dead. So, I suppose there is one other option. Do you believe who they could have been referring to? Olive and them. Olive and them. Olive. Wait. I do know who it's talking about. Wait, you know the accomplice? If my mind is in the right place, I think I know who that letter was sent to. Or rather, which people. People? So there was more than one this was sent to? Let me see the letter again. Yep, I know who it is. I know who the accomplice is. If I tell everyone who the accomplice is, we can find the culprits. Please, Chalice, you know who it is. All of them, you know the culprit. You know the person who worked with the culprit. Who was it, Chalice? It was one of you! Nobody was in a group. Only one person could have helped. Though, if they were to send someone to help, they had to send it to someone who would willingly help. The three few people who would help. The servants! Gah! They found out. Shit. What? The servants? What? You helped kill Metaknight? That is not true. We didn't help kill Metaknight. That letter is just using weird words we say. We didn't help kill Metaknight. We know not all of you did, but at least one. Only one person was needed to turn off the power to the switch. One of you must have helped him. We didn't help the culprit. Yeah, and you're just crazy. That letter was not sent to us. Oh dear, what is this? Are the culprits stuck as possible suspects? No! You're probably nervous you're gonna get executed, aren't you? No! It's not us. I know it. I don't see any other option beside it being one of them. Then we have to prove which one it was, right? How do we figure out which one it was who pulled down the lever? Well, they're all gonna fight against my claims. One of them had to be the one to pull down that lever. One of them. And I think I know just a clue to prove which one. Though they're not gonna take it easy. I guess they're gonna have to get involved in this debate. I'm telling you, it wasn't us. That letter could not have been sent to any of us. We had no part to take in this murder. Do not believe we can believe them. One of them was used in a crime. The question is which one? But it's not like we can prove which one of them in specific was the one who helped. Wait, that's not right. No, hold on. There is a way we can figure out which one of them did help. What? We know which one helped? Yes. Oh, of course, not all the servants had to help. Only one of them had to be of assistance. And the letter stated that they just needed one extra hand. Only one of them needed to help. But knowing this piece of evidence, I know which one it was. Flareon? Yes? Your discovery about what was seen on the lever to pull down the switch, right? There were claw marks on the switch. I didn't think much of it, but the culprit must have been someone who had scratched it while pulling it down. Aha. So, we know that one of them must have helped. That means the person who had helped must have claws. Oh no. Oh. But if that's the case, it can only be one of you. Tattletale. No! Fuck! I didn't... What? No, that wasn't me! I didn't pull down that lever. It wasn't him! No, you're all wrong. It couldn't have been him. But he's the only one out of all of you who has claws, even if he's a robot. That is true, and because of this, that means Tattletale was the one who pulled down the switch, and caused the scratches in the process. No, it wasn't me! It's not... No. I know! I won't let you do this! It's not Tattletale! Then it was Tattletale who helped. I can't believe it. But then who's... It wasn't us. We didn't cause this murder. We didn't help them. You have no proof. You have nothing. Wow, Luigi. He's getting feisty.
He didn't like us accusing one of them. We've already lost so many, and yet here you are, getting all of this to happen. We've already lost everyone. Now you're accusing Tattletale, the youngest.
Luigi, stop.
What?
He's right.
No.
Tattletale, what are you? I know when we got sent the letter, none of us wanted to help him, knowing the consequence, but it was... You don't have to fight anymore. You know it was me. So wait, are you confessing?
Does that mean you...
I already know I'm gonna die. When we find out that we accomplished the murder, and the case has been solved, then the accomplice, a servant, dies if they're known to have helped. I'm already aware what's gonna happen to me. Telltale. So I did do it. It was me. I helped kill Mennonite. Why? What is wrong with you? He was a good person, and why would you help? All I did was turn off the power. We all got sent the message to us that one of us had to help the culprits. And we knew who had sent it, because we had discussed with them earlier, but none of us did want to stand up. But we knew one of us had to help, otherwise we would get executed already. I was the one to offer to help. That way these two could live.
Tattletale. We didn't want to accept it, but...
I used what I had gotten to kill. I had helped the culprit kill. I went downstairs and turned off the power. And then I met them while they waited to attack, and I went upstairs to catch them off guard and stop Mennonite as they killed them. I helped kill Mennonite. I know I'm going to be executed.
But why? Why would you help the culprit?
We're not allowed to say why. It's for execution-related reasons. Screw you! You let him die, and now... I can't believe you. Fuck. So, Tattletale helped the murderer.
I can't believe it. But where does this get us?
What?
We confirmed that there was an accomplice, but they can outright, because they're servants, they can't say the culprit. And we still haven't found the culprit.
That is true. Their identity has still been hidden from us.
Well, now that we know this, surely there's a way we could figure out the culprit, right?
Maybe. But I don't know if there is. Thinking about it, we may have run into a problem. There's no other evidence to talk about. We've covered over everything our alibi states, everything we found. There's really nothing else that can prove the culprit. Yeah. Have we hit a roadblock? What? No. No, that's not possible. There's no way we could have hit a roadblock. I was doing really good. I was going to find the culprit to help Kirby. There's no way. There's gotta be something. Every piece of evidence we had was used for something.
They all have a reason. There's nothing else. We don't know the culprit.
No, that's not true. I have to find the culprit for Kirby. I know who it is. I gotta... No, I can't let him down. He's already depressed. I can't let him do anything. I have to think. There's gotta be something. I can't let Kirby down. It's gotta be something. What is it? Come on. What proves it? What? I can't believe I looked over it. It was right in front of my face the whole time. The culprit was immediately told to me. I remember. I do know who the culprit is.
What? What?
Chalice? You know the culprit?
Oh, no.
I knew it would come here.
Do you know who did it?
Who? Who killed? There was a piece of evidence. You remember that piece of evidence. That means it can only be one person. I know who killed him, Kirby. I know who killed him. I can prove it. Right here. Listen to me. It has to be you. There's only one person who could have killed Meta Knight, and I know the reason. Greninja!
Greninja?
Greninja? Greninja? Greninja? Greninja. I know. He killed Meta Knight? I know it was him. I have a piece of evidence. I should have known it was him from the beginning, but I looked it over. It was... you? Listen, when I was investigating everything, I found there was an orange cloth, and it was wet. A wet orange cloth? How's this prove it was Meta Knight? It was Greninja. From where in the office area, there's no nearby bathrooms. You can't get it wet without getting it wet somewhere else. If they got it wet anywhere, it would have dripped water, but yet it was still coated in water. The only way someone would get that wet while in the office area was if someone had doused it. And that can only be one person. Greninja, you doused the rag in your own water.
Really?
But why would he get a rag wet? What was the point in that? But maybe, why would he use a rag? What would it be used for? Well, the rag couldn't have been gotten wet anywhere else. And I know why that rag must have been used. It was to... You are a foolish one. What? Greninja, what are you? You are a foolish one! It was me who killed Meta Knight? You believe it is me, Lady Chalice? You're the only one who could be in front of my face the whole time. You were the one who could have gotten the cloth wet. It had to have been you who killed Meta Knight. Shut your trap right there. You're missing a big point. Why would I get a cloth wet? I showed you that cloth. Do you really think I would have handed it to you if I didn't think you would be able to solve this? Or if it was pointing to me? It had to be you. I know it had to be you. You have no way of proving what I used an orange cloth for, even if it was me. I couldn't have gotten it wet, even if I had water powers. But there's no trail saying that it got wet and it was carried upstairs. Then tell me, what did I use it for? What did you use the rag for? You don't know, do you? That's quite idiotic. If you can't prove why I had the rag, then I guess you can't confirm me as a killer. No, it had to be you. I know it. Fine. I guess we'll do this the hard way. You believe I killed Meta Knight? You're ridiculous. You really have a large claim to be going for you if you believe it's me. I know it's you. Then why would I get the cloth wet? Why would I write the invite to them, the servants? Why would I hide out? Why would I do any of it? All of it so you could kill him. You knew he was a coward and you saw an opportunity. You killed him. Wait, where'd he go? Huh? No. But the orange rag proves nothing. After all, if you believe what I say, Telltale turned the power off and I chased Meta Knight around. I was the one who apparently caused the scars on the wall, everything else. And how do you prove that? It's because you... It's because I want
Tell me why I used the red orange cloth. Why would I get it wet? Let me... No. That's not right. What? No, you... I got it. I know why you used it. I know why you used the orange cloth. No, you don't. What is your possible reason? We already know that there was a struggle outside of the office area, don't we? We have the evidence and we confirmed it. But at the same time, Mennonite had very little blood on him when we saw him. He would have bled much more in those days we found him in. And as soon as we did... This means one thing. I have a theory. He didn't die in the office room. He died outside where the What? He died in the hallway? Yes. The reason you got the orange cloth wet was to clean up his blood and move his body. Oh, smart girl. You shut up. You're still a murderer. Alright, so I guess I'll head back to nap.
So, the evidence proves that the struggle was outside of that office area in the hallway. That's where you killed him, and then you moved his body into the office area.
That's why there was so little blood in there. You moved his body, and then you got Telltale to help you shut off the power to do so.
They figured it out.
I'm surprised it was Chalice who managed to do this. I know I'm gonna go, but she has to figure out why it's Greninja first.
I didn't... I'm not defeated yet. You can't accuse me, because there's something you've forgotten.
Something I've forgotten? What is it?
What possibly now?
I'm the ultimate ninja, Chalice. I can sneak around as easily as I want and hide anything. I could have killed Metaknight in a flash, even if Telltale was the one who turned off the power. So, I ask you something. If I'm the ultimate ninja, and I could have easily avoided everyone seeing me, tell me now, how in the possible hell did Brock and Dreambirds and Metaknight see me in the hallway? He's raising his voice. What?
I'm the ultimate ninja. I could have easily snuck around them. Even if I didn't know they were there, I would have been hidden from everyone in that darkness. And yet, somehow, Brock, Dreambirds, and Metaknight saw me? How is this possible? You know it's not possible. I'm the ultimate ninja. There's no way they could have seen me in the darkness.
I mean, how else would we be able to figure it out? It's a stretch right now, but... I don't know. Kirby, please. I don't know. I need your help right now. Please help me. I don't know. Kirby, please. Metaknight. I know it has to be Greninja. He's the one who killed. You want to get revenge, don't you? I'm telling you it's him. You have to believe me. Do it for him. Do it for all of us. Oh, he's gone.
I know how he saw you. What did you say?
I know how they saw you. I know the reason they saw you.
What possible reason could that be? It's not like you know anything.
I do. I know much more. Ben I may be gone, but I can certainly stand up. I know the reason. Chalice, I'm gonna need your help. You've been taking my spot and I am so thankful for you, but do me a favor. Stall and wear him down. Just give me the chance to deal and say why it has to be him if you can't figure it out. You want me to? I understand, Kirby. At least you're getting back to normal. This is it. I know Greninja had to have killed Metaknights, and we'll prove it here and now.
You have nothing. It can't possibly be me. I did not kill Metaknights.
We'll see about that. I will help you, Kirby. I will.
I didn't kill Metaknight. Your theories are all wrong.
Do we really believe it is Greninja? I've already proved it isn't anyone else. What do you have to say for yourself? What is it that makes me the main suspect? The indents on the hallway walls were from your water shurikens.
That doesn't exactly prove it was him.
But those markings could have been from Metaknight. I find him guilty either way.
You realize it's impossible for me to have done this murder alone, right?
You made Telltale help you. The letter we found proves it. I'm surprised you even got him to help you. But using one of the servants for murder.
It's not against their rules to help someone kill.
Seems like his help didn't save you in the end.
The power switch had claw marks on it, and I don't have claws.
Telltale has claws. He turned off the power while you waited. It was so dark during the blackouts. Killing in the dark was clever, as I admit.
You couldn't see a thing with all the lights off.
How did I clean up the blood after moving my knight's body? You use your abilities to get the cloth wet and clean up the blood.
How could I have been seen by Meta Knight, Brock, Dreambirds, and Telltale in the dark?
It's because your personality changed from being stealthy to being noticeable.
What? How did you...
That's it. Kirby, you...
What are you talking about?
I remember now. There were only so many people who had changes in the motive. Mennonite was one of them, along with Azrael. Yes, that's true. But there was a third person that day, this very day, who we don't know the identity of who got exchanged for the motive. But I'm certain to believe that person who got the motive exchange was you.
No! What the hell makes you say that?
How could it be Greninja?
What proves that? You're right. As the ultimate ninja, you should have snuck past Brock, Dreambirds, and Mennonite easily, but the reason you didn't, it's because your personality changed. You're a stealthy person. You often don't interact with us. You stay by yourself and hide. But that situation, it got switched. You went from being a stealthy person to somebody who was noticeable.
Noticeable? No, that's not...
That's how they saw you in the dark. You became someone who would have been easy to spot instead of someone stealthy.
No. What? How did you figure that out? I didn't. How did... I...
And the reason you killed Mennonite was because he was a coward and you had the advantage. But you didn't know at first you were the one who changed, did you?
No, this can't be.
It's over. You realize that? It was you! So that's it then. It was Greninja. Well, it took long enough to get to that conclusion.
What if we're wrong? I doubt it. We have to be right this time.
It's them. Definitely. Fine. At least they got it right. At least they figured it out.
But no.
Can you guys do us a favor now? If you understand this case fully, then you can solve it. Please, start from the beginning. Tell us everything that happened in this case.
No,
I can't. It's too hard to remember what happened to Mennonite. It's awful. Kirby, you don't have to do it. I'll do it. I'll recite what happened in this case. Everyone, listen up. Here's the final nail in Greninja's coffin. This is how this case played out. This murder started in a person's dorm room. As they were in this dorm room, they ended up waiting for a certain someone who they had sent a letter to. They had sent a letter to offer help in a murder, and it was sent to none other than the servants.
One of these servants ended up offering to help murder a certain someone after they received a letter from the culprit. The culprit, once they had gotten an accomplice for this murder with one of the servants, ordered them to follow their instructions for the next day and have prepared everything for a very monstrous murder. Next day, the culprit had waited out for a certain someone to arrive, their victim, by waiting on the 4th floor with a mallet in hand. As they waited for the culprit, they also waited for their servant who was helping them to do their bidding. The person they were waiting for was Metaknight, the ultimate knight. His abilities and the lack of his changed personality due to the motive ended up making him more of a coward than a fierce person. Someone very scared. Someone perfect for a target. Despite them being alone, the culprit wasn't ready to attack yet. They had to wait on one other person. In the storage room, our accomplice had ended up sitting by the power switch. Once it reached a certain time frame and knew everything was in place, they took the power switch and pulled it up. That way, everything would be fixed, and the power would completely shut off. The culprit immediately ran out of the scene, but by doing so, they left a claw mark at the power switch, proving that the culprit had to be claws, that someone else had helped them. With the school now pitch black, Mennonite lay carefully trapped in darkness, but somehow, amongst it all, he saw the culprit and ran. Despite this strange occurrence, it wouldn't have been the only one. As the culprit chased Mennonite, they used their abilities, their water shurikens, to end up attacking Mennonite. Throwing them when he was about cornered, Mennonite had dodged all of them except for one, which hit his hand. This caused a wound on his hand, while the others ended up hitting the wall. And with this injury, he escaped, and the culprit continued their pursuit. But elsewhere, both Dreambirds and Brock heard the sounds of the water shurikens, and tried to find them, but were unable to see them, except for a single shadow running across, belonging to the culprit. As the pursuit continued, another person ended up coming from behind, the servant, and attacked the Mennonite, using their claws to rip off part of Mennonite's cape. With them pinned down, that's when the culprit came around. With Mennonite now caught by the servant, they took the hammer and swung it over Mennonite's head. And with that, Mennonite had died in the middle of the hallway, leaving blood everywhere. But they weren't done yet. They had to move his body to an open room. They took Mennonite's body and placed him in the office area, along with the mallet to make it look like the crime scene died there. And one last thing to finish the job, the accomplice took their letter and disposed it in the trash can, while the culprit, using their water powers, sprayed a cloth that they have grabbed to clean up all the blood, symbolizing that they trailed Mennonite's body into the room, as if he had died there. So no traces of blood were found anywhere else, and it seemed like his body had died in the office area, when he really died outside in the hallway. He had been tricked. This murder was almost successful. That's how this case truly happened, and the one to kill him was none other than you, Greninja, the ultimate ninja. You worked with Tattletale to kill Metaknight. And that is the answer, isn't it, Greninja? I can't believe it. So, was it really? It's not like he would confess early. Maybe you're right. Huh? I concede. I surrender. You have won. I did do it. I killed Metaknight. What? You just... I should have expected more or less from someone like you. Knowing Kirby would have been in this state, I thought I would have a chance. But then, you happened. I can't believe you had figured it all out, Chalice. But you reigned victorious amongst me. I can't hide it anymore. It was me. I did kill Metaknight for everything you had just said. It was you. I can't believe you. I can't believe this. Then we can vote him. Unless this is a trick. It's not a trick.
I can sense it in his heart. It's him. It's time we vote. Now that we know it's him, and we'll get answers from him. But we have to vote first. Voting? Does this mean it's time to figure out who you all think is the Blackened?
Yes, it is, Monokuma.
Good. Then all of you, take out your tablets, and we'll see who received the most votes and who you all believe is the Blackened.
We all know what this means. I already surrendered and give up. Please, everyone, you know it's me, so get it over with. I will not fight.
I can sense it. He's being honest with us. It's him.
I can't believe this.
Well, now that we've found our culprit, we have to vote. Right, Kirby?
Yes, it is. It's over.
All the votes have been cast. Let us see who you all made the majority votes to. Ooh, the votes have been cast. Every single vote has gone to Greninja.
I thank you.
It is now time. Soon enough, he will receive punishment. And along with them, for correctly guessing the accomplice, Tattletale will also be punished alongside him shortly. Damn it.
Why?
So, it must have been you then.
I did kill Meta Knight. It was me. I am honest and I speak the truth. I won't fight like the others before me. You have gotten it correct. I can swear that much. I killed Meta Knight with that hammer, and I moved his body into the room with Tattletale's help.
So, there's a lot to unpack, so let me get this straight. Your abilities ended up switching you.
That's why Brock and Dreambirds had seen me in the hallway.
Once I sent the letter, Tattletale was the only one who agreed to help. So, I set up everything.
He turned off the power while I ran upstairs. I made my way there, hiding. As I chased down Meta Knight across the hallway, I ran past Brock and Dreambirds. But when I got to them, I had thrown my shurikens against the wall and caused those engravings. And it hit his hand, and that's what caused the wound on it.
Knew that hand wound was for something. I'm surprised we forgot about it until now.
That's the creator's fault. Either way, they used this to their advantage. We had killed him after I tore off part of his cape, took him into the room. After he had bled out, and I cleaned up the blood with the cloth I had taken using my water abilities. I am sorry for what I have done, Kirby.
I can't believe this. So why would you apologize, huh? Why the fuck would you try to apologize to me? You killed the one person who was my best friend. You didn't even have a reason to do it. You just killed him because he was a coward and you saw an opportunity?
No, Kirby. I killed him for family.
Family?
Kirby, those notes you found, can you show them to us?
This better be a good explanation.
When you showed this to me, didn't realize it at first, but it clicked in my mind. This person, I killed for him.
Who is he?
It's my brother.
You have a brother?
He was the ultimate stealth. I was the ultimate ninja. He went into a previous killing game before this one, and he came out alive. He had killed someone and escaped. I had found him. We went on like nothing was wrong until I found myself here.
I had completely forgotten. But when you showed me this note, I remembered everything. I had a reason to get out. I didn't have a reason at first. I was willing to die in this killing game if I had to, but I remembered him because you showed him to me. I have to get out of here. Derek, I had to get out of here for him. So I planned to get myself exempt from motives to save myself. I killed Meta Knight to help save myself, just like Boo did. And I failed. You knew him. I wasn't thinking that would be the reason.
He's a clever liar.
So you killed to hopefully save yourself, get to the final 3 and escape. I had completely forgotten about him. I was an idiot. I didn't think these would be used. It wasn't the motive. It was what we had found. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so you did it just to to get back to your brother, but then why the hell involve him? Why is he staying silent? He knows something. Because I need extra help. That's the only reason. I want to make a proper kill. Well, now he's getting executed because of you as well. We're both being executed, I'm aware. But I had to do this for him. Wait a second. He just said that he couldn't remember him until later. That the only way he could remember his brother. None of us knew at first that we had original killing games unless we were told. But Greninja was never told. The only way that makes sense is if Greninja is a memory retainer. He's one of them. But now he's... Well, I think we've had enough of all this. I think it's about time we get to the execution. The punishment. Wait. Oh, what's the matter? What's wrong? Wait, no, we can't execute him yet. There's more to ask him. Huh? I don't think there's much more. He's already confessed his crime. No, you don't understand. Now then, Greninja and Tattletale will be punished for their crimes. I'm sorry. No. Tattletale, I did this to save you both. Please. It's just the two of us left, so please get out of this killing game. No, Tattletale. Why would you? I'm sorry. No, please. Now then, time for the punishment. Oh, I suppose this is it. Goodbye, everyone. Wait, no! Man, I haven't felt so good in a fight.
Oh, damn it.
They both died. You pushed him into that saw.
No! God damn it, no!
Wait, it's okay, Luigi.
No, it's not. It's just...
We're going to be alright. We'll figure it out.
Oh,
That was awful! What the hell is wrong with you all? What do you mean? Couldn't you see? The way he was telling a story. He was a memory retainer. He was our ticket out of the killing game. What? He said it himself. I saw it, and... What the hell? Chalice, was he? I couldn't... He was! He couldn't have known that was his brother because of how the machine which wiped our minds were. Damn it. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. I guess I got rid of him at good timing. Foo-hoo-hoo. Now, let's see if you were right or wrong. Congratulations, you were all correct. The murderer of Metaknights was Greninja. You may all leave the room now. Congratulations on a successful class trial. Foo-hoo-hoo. No. Damn it. Fuck. Well, what now? It doesn't matter what we do. I'm leaving. What? Chalice, what do you want? You're welcome for finding Meta Knight's killer, but I don't deserve an apology. I should have realized sooner he was a memory retainer. Not even I realized that. I didn't realize it either. It wasn't your fault. Why? Then what is? Oh, Kirby, thank you. Thank you for doing this for me. Thank you. You're welcome. We'll find another one. We'll find another memory retainer and get out. But thank you for finding Meta Knight's killer. Are you feeling okay? No. I'm still sad. But I'm tired as well. Let's head back to our rooms. And we'll think it over, okay? We'll come back tomorrow with a different state of mind. Okay. We had lost our memory retainer. At least we found out one, but we didn't save them in time. There are more to figure out. But Kirby still is in a weird position. Am I gonna have to keep up like this? Maybe I have to stay this way. I'll have to be the one taking the strings now.